dear students, we are on the CEC Gurukul lecture. In today's topic we are discussing the fuse, and this fuse is electronic component which are used in the these fuses are used in the many electronic circuits just to protect it from the overloaded current. So up to now we have discussed that what are the fuses and on what principle it is working. Now we are discussing the types of the fuses. We characterize the fuses. We categorize the fuses into the two parts. First is the AC fuse, second is the DC fuse. In the AC fuse, which work on the DC current, and AC fuse which work on the AC alternate current, and DC fuses which work on the DC current, means direct current. So DC fuse is an important component designed for the direct current electrical system, and it is used to provide the protection against the overcurrent situation. Similarly, here just we talk about the AC fuses. AC fuses are the important component in the alternating current system, and it helps to protect the circuit from the overcurrent condition. Unlike the DC fuses, AC fuses are made to interrupt the flow of alternating current which periodically changes. So if we compare the AC and DC fuses side by side, then we have the AC fuses smaller and oscillates between the 50 and 60 times per second from the lowest to the highest. So consequently, the possibility of an electric arc forming between the melted wire is eliminated. So they can therefore be packed in a small size. AC fuses are divided into the low and high voltage fuses. So there are the some aspects uh, in both the fuses, AC and DC. You see current, alternate current, here we use the direct current. Other aspect is the element in the AC fuses designed to stop the AC current, designed to stop the DC current. Other is the application, residential, commercial, industrial, where we use the AC fuses, and in the DC fuses where we use the automotive, marine, small, solar power and industry also. Rating typically up to the 600 volt and AC, and in the second case wide range including the high voltage, that is including the high voltage, but here we have in the low to high in case of the AC. In the DC we use the high. So characteristics, if we talk about the AC and DC, it in the AC must handle the rapid changes in the current direction, but in the DC must handle the continuous direct current flow. Usages, if we talk about then we have the AC protects the appliances, machinery, electrical system. Here in the DC it protects the batteries, charging circuits, inverters, electrical systems. Replacement easier due to the absence of the sustained arcing, but here in the case of the DC more complex due to the potential for sustained arcing. So there are these are the differences in the AC and DC fuses, and there are other more, but some of we discussed here. Now what are the types of the AC fuses? Basically AC fuses are defined: low voltage fuses, second is the high voltage fuses, and the low voltage fuses are also divided into the 5 types. Low voltage fuses are divided into the 5 types. First is the rewirable fuses, second is the cartridge type fuses, third is the dropout fuses, next is the striker fuses, and other is the switch fuses, and these are the various type of the fuses. What is the cartridge fuses? We will discuss one by one. First we discuss the cartridge fuses. Cartridge fuses are used to protect the electrical appliances such as motors, air conditioners, refrigerators, pump and so on, where high voltage rating and the currents are required. So cartridge fuse are used when we use the high current or high voltage. So they are available up to the 600 ampere and the 600 volt AC, and widely used in the industry, commercial as well as the home distribution panels. So they are of the two type. cartridge fuses are of the two type. Number general purpose fuses with no time delay. Number 2, heavy duty cartridges fuses with the time delay. So cartridge fuses comes into the two form. First is the general purpose fuse with the no time delay. Second is the heavy duty cartridges fuses with the time delay. Both are available in the 250 volt AC to the 600 volt AC, and its rating can be found on the end cap or the knife blade that is written on it, that in which range it is working. So cartridge fuses are enclosed in a base and can be divided further in a link type cartridge fuses and the D type cartridge fuses. And the following categories are discussed. Now next type is the rewirable fuses, and they are primarily utilized for the home wiring or minor current circuits. So the two primary components of the rewirable fuses are the fuse case and the fuse carrier. So this type of proclaim fabricated waste of the fuse is used to contain the wires, which can be composed of the lead, aluminum, tin, copper or the tin lead alloy. So the most famous Kit Kat fuse, that is the rewirable fuse, and mostly used in the industries and home electrical wiring for the small current application in the low voltage system. So rewirable is used in the low voltage systems, and the cartridge for the high. So rewirable fuse contains the two basic parts. First is the inner fuse element as a fuse carrier made of the copper, aluminum, lead and etc. And the base made of the proclaim having the in and out terminal, which is used to be the series with the circuit to protect. The main advantage of the rewirable fuse is that it can be rewired easily in the case it is blown due to the short circuit or the overcurrent which melts the fuse elements. Simple, put another wire of the fuse element with the same rating as before and it will work the same manner. So rewirable is a very cost effective and used in the many appliances. Next type is the D type cartridge fuses. We discussed the cartridge type of fuses, and there is various types of the cartridge fuses. One of them is the D type cartridge fuses. The base cartridge, adapter, ring and fuse caps are the components of that will make a D type fuses, and this type of fuses base is linked to the fuse cap and which holds the cartridge. When the cartridge is fully fitted in the base, the tip meets the conductor, completing the circuit through the fuse connector. You see on the screen that this is the D type of the cartridge fuse. You see on the both the side we have a cap, and this cap complete the circuit and attach with the other parts. So D fuse contains adapter ring, base, cap and the cartridge. So fuse base is connected to the fuse cap, and where the cartridge is inside the fuse cap, and this circuit completed when the tip of the cartridge will connect through the fuse link conductor. Next type of this is the HRC, which is a high rupturing capacity fuse or the link type fuse or the link type cartridge fuse. HRC fuse, you see on the screen, this is another type of fuse which is having a high rupturing capacity. Construction operation and their application, it is covers the different type of HRC fuses like DIN type, NH type, blade type, liquid type HRC fuse, and we have various, and these are the many advantages and disadvantages. Next type of fuse is the link type cartridge fuse. First is a D type, second is a link type cartridge fuse, and this type of fuse in which the fuse elements current flow in a given under the standard condition in this fuse, like proclaim, ceramic or the silver are used in the fabrication of the regulated arc created when a fuse blows. So silica sand is crammed into the fuse element container, and these are divided into the bottled and the bladed fuse. What is the dropout fuses? The fuse element falls off its bottom support due to the gravity as the fuse melts. So transformers outside are protected by this kind of the fuses. What is dropout fuses? The fuse element falls off its bottom support due to the gravity of the fuse melts. So it is used in the transformer. Next type of the fuse is the striker fuse, and it is a mechanical device that can be used to close the indicator and tripping circuits, since it has a sufficient force and displacement. So this type of the striker. Next is the switch fuses, and in essence a metal switch and a fuse are encased in the switch type of the fuses. Low or moderate voltage levels are the principal application of these fuses. Another type of the fuses is the high voltage fuses, and that are used in the power system to protect the power transformer, distribution transformer and the instrument transformer, etc. So where the circuit breaks may not be able to protect the system. So high voltage fuses are rated for more than 1500 volt up to the 13 kilovolt. So that is the high voltage fuses, and the range of the this volt fuses are 1500 volt to the 13,000 volt. So the element of the high fuse voltage is generally made of the copper, silver and the tin. The fuse is the fuse link chamber may filled with the boric acid in case of the uh, in case of type of the HV high voltage fuses, and these fuses have the special design fuses, and they have classified into the three types. High voltage fuses are designed in the three types. First is the cartridge type of fuses, second is the liquid type of fuses, third is the expulsion type of the fuses. So these are the basic types of high voltage HRC fuses. So cartridge type of HVHRC fuses, and this is the helix shaped fuse component prevents the effect of the corona acting in a higher voltage. Like it consists of the two fuses part that are parallel to the one another. So low resistance and high resistance, to use that throughout the fault condition. The low resistance wires both accept the normal current that blows out and reduce the short circuit current, and it is the type of the fuse designed for the high voltage application, and it is a high rupturing capacity. So this is the cartridge type where we use the high voltage and where we are having the high rupturing capacity. So meaning that it is safety interrupt high fault currents without causing the damage. You see on the screen that this is the one type of the cartridge high rupturing high voltage. So you see on the both of side we are having the caps, and between that it is filled with the cartridge. We are having the terminal. So in this terminal it is connected with the wire, and on the both the side we are having the cap. That is a cap which we using. So next type of HVHRC fuse is the liquid type of fuses. So carbon tetrachloride is put into this fuse. Carbon tetrachloride is a one type of chemical, because we are talking about the liquid type. So this liquid will fill in the fuse and is kept intact with the cap on the both the side. The fuse blows out when the error happens, and which happens when the current running through it exceeds the permitted limit of the current. So, for the HRC fuse type, the fuse's fluid serves as an arc 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 extinction standards. So, they could be employed to the safety guard both the transformer and the breaker circuit for to support the protection. So, you see on the screen that this is the one type of the liquid HRC HV fuse. So, this is we are having a both the side we are having a cap, and between that it is filled with the, and you are saying that this is the arc is produced between the terminals. So, it will protect from the damage. Next type is the expulsion type of HB fuse, and it is it is the type of the fuse designed for the high voltage application. Up to now we are discussing the high voltage, so this is also used for the high voltage application. So, it is called the expulsion type, and because it operates by expelling the arc gases to extinguish the arc formed during the fault condition. Is arc is produced during the fault condition in between the fuse. So, by producing this arc, when overcurrent flowing in the circuit, it will damage and it will protect the circuit, and these fuses are typically used in the medium to the high voltage electrical system to protect the equipment and the circuit from the overcurrent. Now, due to its low cost, expulsion type fuses are frequently employed to protect the transformers and the feeders, and these fuses consist of an open-ended hollow tube composed of the paper bound with the synthetic resins. Next type of the fuse is the automotive blade type or the bolted type fuses, and these type of fuses, which is known as the spade or the plug-in fuses, come in the plastic body and the two metal caps to fit in the socket. So, mostly they are used in automobiles for wiring and the short circuit protection. So, next is the fuse limiters. Glass tubes, also known as the Bosch fuse, are widely used in the automotive industries. The rating of the automobile fuses are low as 12 volt to the 42 volt, and in the bolt type of the fuses, the base of the fuse connected directly to the base of the fuse, same like the HRC fuses. You see on the screen that we are having the various bolted type or the and the bolted type of the fuses related to the HRC fuses, and check the post. Like next type of fuses are the SMD. What is SMD? Is the surface mount fuse or the chip radial or the lead and the lead fuses, and SMD fuses, that is a surface mount device, and the name device is from the SMT, surface mount technology, we taken it from there, are the chip type of the fuses and also known as the electronic fuses, and are used in the DC power application like hard drive, DVD player, camera, cell phones, etc. They use this type. Space playing an important role because SMD fuses are very tiny in the size and hard to replace as well. Below are the some additional type of SMD fuses and the leaded fuses like slow blow chip fuses, fast acting chip fuses, very fast acting chip fuses, pulse tolerant chip fuses, like high current related chip fuses, like telecom fuses, like through hole system fuses, radial fuses, lead fuses and axle fuses. So, where there are the many type of fuses according to its application, they are used in the various sockets and in the panels. So, up to now we have discussed, the further we will discuss the more fuses, its application, its advantages, and how we select the parameter for that. In the next lecture we will discuss. Thank you very much.